What is up, guys? Silver Warrior here, and today I wanted to make a video about how my views have changed about silver stacking over the past 2 years. And I want to talk about, in this video, how as a beginner, I'm still, even 2 years in, you could still consider that a beginner compared to people who have been doing this for 30 or 40 years, but as a true noob to the art of silver stacking, how I was much different than I am now. And you can even see some of my older videos where I kind of said stuff that I really was kind of dumb, honestly, and I wish I never, videos where I really wish I never made because they were just simply ignorant, unfact-based videos, and that's just something that I do want to address quickly because it's something that is important for me to remember in the future, is that it's something that I can't forget it. I mean, I want to forget it because it really is kind of embarrassing, but it's something I can't forget because if I do, then I can just end up falling into the same pattern. And that's something you really have to remember with silver stacking, is that everyone's going to make mistakes, and honestly, I know that you probably have heard this one too many times from your parents as a kid growing up, but really, making mistakes in silver stacking is what allows you to grow the most, more than anything else, because when you make a mistake and you see how it truly affects you and hits the place that matters most, which is your wallet, then that really is going to send a message for your future self that, yeah, this is not something I want to do. And that's really what's going to allow you to, in the future, be able to be a more successful silver stacker. But anyway, I do want to discuss now just how my views really have changed over the past couple years. So when I first started stacking, oh god, if I was just started stacking, I guess I'd like to call myself, or say when I first started stacking, when I bought my own silver, not when other people had sent me coins and stuff like that. So, man, my first 2 bars. You want to know what my first 2 bars were? I'll show you right now. My first 2 bars. Ready for this? I'm going to pause the video and unpause it and you'll see them. Here they are. If I were to make videos back then the way I do now with the silver in the background, this is all I'd have to put. I mean, this would be literally, if my full stack video would be this, and maybe a silver piece dollar or something like that I had. I really did not have much silver at all, honestly. I don't know when exactly I got my first silver coin, I think the first one was in the Christmas of 2013, I want to say. But the memories are kind of fuzzy. But I really think that's the first silver coin I got, was the piece dollar that my dad sent me, which I don't even have anymore. I actually don't have any piece dollars anymore. I have several Morgans, but I have no piece dollars. But anyway, I still do have my first 2 silver bars, which was from the birthday money my dad sent me. He sent me $50 for my birthday. And this is what I ended up using it on, was these 2 silver bars right here. And I remember at the time, silver was at I want to say around $18.50 an ounce, and silver had been declining. I remember back in April, in May of 2014, looking at silver prices and even uploading videos of them back in April, and they were in the 20s, $22.50 area, and then they started declining in September, and then the rest of the story. We didn't see if you had bought silver back in those times, it's funny to think that if I had bought silver before, because the highest price I ever bought silver at was actually these 2 bars when I bought them at 18 something an ounce. And I think with the premium on them, the shop marked them up $1 something. I think I ended up paying $20 a piece for them. These are the most expensive bars I ever bought, like I said, and I couldn't have seen a return on these for quite some time. And right now I couldn't even see a return on them, but the people who stacked at this $22 area, when I thought, silver prices were low and I thought they were going to explode, it's funny to think that they couldn't have seen a return until this year, several months ago now, when silver prices exploded real quickly and then went back down, which I found kind of humorous even to this day, because I remember thinking as a beginner that silver was going to skyrocket any day now. I bought into the crap that was spread by the silver stacking extremists, which I now talk about avoiding. I bought into it. I thought, yeah, silver one day is going to be $1,000, $2,000 an ounce. I can't wait for it. I'll have $2,000 right here alone. And even as I got more silver, I still thought that. it didn't become until more recently that I realized that that was just nonsense that people were saying, really to get views and to just stir up some attention more than anything else, because that's what they desire. And these people are financial experts often. They often have something behind them, but they know it's not really going to happen. They just say stuff because they want people to, get riled up. They're saying things that they know are really not going to happen. They don't believe in themselves, and that's why if you really got to see into their true investment portfolio, they've invested to protect themselves against silver price collapses, even because they know about the manipulation that goes on. But anyway, to get back to the story here, yeah, I remember thinking in the beginning as a stacker, really, that silver was going to explode, and I did make the mistake of buying fractional bullion, something that still haunts my past, honestly, because fractional gold bullion is one thing. I mean, that's expensive enough on its own right, but it's fractional silver bullion. I mean, what the hell do you think that, you need less than an ounce for, honestly? Think about it. An ounce of silver really is such an insignificant amount in terms of how much it would cost you in fiat dollars. And that's not to say that an ounce of silver is like a pathetic amount, because even that puts you ahead of 90% of this country. But at the same time, most people who are investing in silver can afford more than that, and I certainly could. I just thought, yeah, fractional bullion, one day silver will be $1,000 an ounce, and this 1 gram bar will be much harder to sell. It'll be as hard as selling a 1 gram gold bar right now, and it'll be really impossible to sell 5 ounce bars, which, for one, is stupid, because if the prices were, the only way the price would never go that high, but if they were, people would be wanting to buy more than ever, because they would want to make a huge profit. So it'd be easier to sell than before. And also, the other thing you have to remember is that the 10-ounce gold bars still sell right now. 100-ounce gold bars still sell. There's still somebody out there who'd buy them. So really, that was kind of a dumb thing to say anyway. And I can understand the whole bartering thing, maybe. But that's what constitutional silver's for. But anyway, to get back on the story, because I keep on getting sidetracked here. That was definitely a big problem I had, was with the fractional bullion. And another thing that I used to think as a beginner silver stacker was that certain coins that I had, I kind of really didn't understand the values of them. And I would, this happened to me multiple times. This even happened with that bust $50 that I ended up thinking was worth some ridiculous amount of money. That happened to me many times. I thought coins were worth way more than they really were. And that is just something that I really struggled with as a beginner silver stacker, to realize that grading coins is really not as easy as I think, and they're usually a much lower grade than I think they really are. Like, I thought that $50 was something like, in the MS60 area, and I think it was worth maybe $100 at the most, and I paid $42.45 for it, so I'm not complaining, but still, that's ridiculous to expect that it's worth that much. And I'm pretty sure, when I think about it, that I got that over a year ago now. I think I got it last summer, because I remember at the time, I remember being out during the summer waiting to get home to see if I won the auction or not. So I do believe that was during the summer of 2015. So I did get that over a year ago, still, when I was a much more of a novice to silver than I am now. And I really did think I was getting some kind of incredible deal. I didn't really realize how much the coin was actually worth. I didn't even bother to look it up. And that was another problem I had as a young silver stacker. I never really did any research at all. Like I said in the beginning here, I would always just assume things. And that was just such a dumb idea, because, if I took these silver bars, right, nobody would ever think it's smart to assume that these are worth $50 a piece, because everyone knows that they're not. So why is it okay to assume a $50 coin is worth $1,000? It's not. There's no excuse for it. It's just, I really was unaware of it. I mean, I can't excuse it. That's just some problem that I had as a younger silver stacker. But I did grow out of it, and honestly, I think today I am at the best point in my life for silver investing. I think I'm at multiple high points in my life, and I think silver investing is definitely one of them. My YouTube channel is finally starting to really get a decent amount of subscribers after, 6 months of uploading every single day, which I know I've been slacking on the daily uploads lately, and I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to get back on track. It's just so hard when you have 1,000 videos, literally 1,000, to think of new ideas. But anyway, that's besides the point. I do hope, though, you enjoyed this video, and that is it for this one. Peace, love, and much respect.